all these Alien spin-off movies have been great.
Oh, you shut your mouth. You shut up.
But Cyrus, this is Ridley Scott coming back home.
It is.
Yes, because all the recent Ridley Scott movies have been great.
But he's coming home on this one.
Okay, look at law of averages. If all these others have been bad, then he's due for a win.
You know what? I'm going to make the decision right now to go with that unbridled optimism, because God knows I want this to be good so bad.
You know what, co-host, put a face hug on this boy over here so he can shut up.
Right. Here's my thing. You see a lot of sci-fi trailers, and they're like, hey, that looks pretty cool. And then the movies turn out to be shit. But so often when they mix sci-fi and horror, most of those movies are pretty bad.
Did I mention that Ridley Scott's going home?
No. Now, what I will say about this is, like, looking at this trailer, it looks way better than any of those other trailers for those movies I was just talking about.
Seriously, and I can't believe they finally made a Halo film.
Oh,
no. What I'm seeing in this are like some of those original H.R. Giger designs from the art of H.R. Giger that I never saw in the Aliens movies. I'm like, finally, this stuff is coming to light. This looks absolutely fucking gorgeous.
Well, the most remarkable thing about this to me, I want it to do well, more so than the fact that it's a pseudo prequel to Alien, because there's none of the aliens that we're used to are even in this film. I mean, Scott has said flat out, you won't see one of those. They're not in this. He said just recently that no, they're not in the movie.
But the thing is, they keep saying shit like that, and like even when I watch this trailer, I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, but it definitely is an Alien prequel in every sense of the word.
The look of it is
especially when you go back and watch the first Alien, which that whole first like 30 minutes of that movie is all about what we're about to see in this film.
Except for the fact that in there, okay, so it's a crashed spaceship that they find the aliens on that crashed presumably because an alien that invaded that ship, took it over, and killed everyone on it.
Yeah.
Right? That stuff
Spoiler alert.
We're talking about, that's the beginning of the fucking movie. That alien is what...
Cyrus, he does that just to fuck with you.
It works so great.
But that alien race is what this whole movie is about. That race that we've only seen skeletons of.
The space jockeys.
Their ancient ship that crashed God knows how long ago, that apparently the eggs keep for really long.
Yeah, you know, they keep, there's so much. First of all, when y'all keep saying Ridley Scott has come home, I just keep seeing Ridley Scott landing in a spaceship. I have arrived, and all these nerds below him. Yes.
But and a giant silver robot standing behind him.
I'm sure that's exactly how he pictures it.
Yes, but here's the other thing about Ridley Scott. I feel like Ridley Scott has just been fucking with people, because whenever they ask Ridley Scott, they say, okay, now, is this the prequel to Aliens that you have been talking about? And he's like, no, I didn't say that, man. No, somebody, I don't know what people talk about. And then you start to see a little bit more, and it's like, but there's this. And he's like, well, and he used words like, well, you know, you'll see the DNA of other movies in there. And it's like, okay, all right, I don't know what he's talking about, but hey, he's a genius director, whatever you say.
You know, okay, the thing is,
well, no, hold on. And then you look at the trailer, and so I just start taking note. First of all, they have the space jockey in there. Number one. Number two, they have Wayland Tsunami, or whatever it is, the company that sent the first crew out in the first movie. We see their logo everywhere. Then not only do we see the space jockey, but they've taken the space jockey's head and brought it into a lab, and they started researching it. And then you look, and then they have
really look. You have to really look.
Yeah, and then they have the spacecraft in there that they found, the giant monolithic spacecraft thing. And it's like, all right, you know, shut the fuck up, really. This is a prequel.
Let me just say this real quick before I forget, because the thing is, like, with everything that is said and done, when you watch the trailer, what is the first thing? And especially if you're a hardcore Alien fan like myself, what's the first thing you hear? You hear that creepy ass Pong music.
You know, in fact, I love the mashup to the score in this movie, because they brought that woman who did the sounds for the first Alien and teamed her up with the guy who's blowing that big horn in Inception, because it's like, bah, oh, bah, oh.
And it's like, come on, watch the first. Yes. Watch the first Alien trailer and then watch this. Watch the first Alien teaser trailer, and it's almost identical.
Like, you guys keep acting as if this wasn't the intent all along. Look, Corey, I don't know where you got that from, but he's been saying since the beginning that this is indeed not a prequel, but it's set in the same universe.
I was having lunch with Ridley Scott, and he told me this, man. And I paid for lunch, so I don't like being lied to.
I saw them, Cyrus.
Yeah. No, I was reading.
You may have paid for his lunch, but only in the sense.
No, he was. But
I got 2 monitors showing you how these are shot for shot. No, I don't see it.
Yeah, no, he was saying, I was reading things where he was being very cryptic, and because people were saying they know it's in the same universe, but they were just trying to say, all right, it's in the same universe. What does that mean? Is it a prequel? And he was just like, I have nothing to do with aliens. You ain't gonna see no aliens in this.
Well, he said from the beginning it was set in the same universe, and it is not really a prequel, which if it doesn't have any of the same characters, it doesn't deal with the same monsters from it, then no, it's not really a prequel.
But
it's about a completely different group of events and a whole different subject matter than what any of the aliens.
It has the space.
It could be, but see, that's the thing. It could be argued because there's so many elements from Alien that are in this movie that is so connected in a way that it might not be a prequel in that it leads up to the same story, but it's a prequel in that it's explaining a lot of mysteries from the first Alien.
Yeah, I agree with you, but there's also no precedent for doing this.
Yeah,
really.
I mean,
that's what I'm trying to say.
By your rationale, Pitch Black is a sequel.
No, okay. The thing now is go watch the director's
cut. Not to this though. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go and watch the director's cut of Aliens, the James Cameron one, and he has a whole segment that he had to take out because of time restraint. He put it back in, and and that is also dealing with that derelict ship, which is, that is the whole point of this movie. That movie carried on the first Alien and the second Alien, even this planet that it's on, which is called LV-426, that was, described in the second film.
God damn.
But I mean, it is ridiculous.
But
the thing is, okay, besides all of, us arguing like if it's a prequel or not, I have to admit that trailer is probably the most incredible looking trailer as far as the presentation of how I wish trailers were shown these days. Because I know a lot of people were like, when I saw this, a lot of people were like, wait, hey, I thought you hate trailers. I'm like, no, I don't hate trailers. I actually like watching a trailer the first time around when it's very vague in its subject matter.
When it's still a teaser.
When it's still almost a teaser, yeah. And the thing is that as these trailers go along, they start showing you more exposition, start giving you more of the plot, and then they become like 10-minute movies for dummies. Yeah. And that's what I hate. This one hit every note as far as like being a fan of the Alien series, as far as what you want to see in sci-fi. And I'm like, wow, it feels like it's been an eternity since I've seen somebody that could take a sci-fi movie like this, like the original heart of what Alien was, and really like do it. I mean, at least for this trailer. I mean, I'm judging it by this trailer alone, where everything I loved about that first Alien movie, the whole mystery of them finding that ship, it looks like I'm getting nothing but more of that with this trailer.
Yeah. I have to agree with you on there, man, because they have done what trailers used to do. They didn't give you a lot, but they gave you enough to put together what might be happening, but not enough to take away the mystery, which is why you should see that trailer, because you need to come and see what is going on in order to get the full effect of the story.
Well, now, to be fair, one reason it's able to do that is because it has 4 other movies to back it up. I mean, at this point, you know what Aliens is about. So a teaser is enough to get you excited. But if this was the first movie or something, you got to show more so people even know what it is they're getting in for. I tell you one thing, somebody who might be more happy about this than even the co-host.
Who?
James Cameron. Because now he knows what his next project is going to be.
And that's all I can think.
Prometheus's.
Prometheus's.
Promethei.
But I mean, the thing is that, okay, real quick story. How Cameron pitched the second Alien movie?
How?
He put an S. He wrote Alien slowly on a chalkboard, and then he added an S to it and put $ through the S. Yeah. And that's how he sold it. He's like, But the thing
makes a lot of
that
sense.
is a true story. But the thing is that, after watching this, it's one of my deepest, like, secrets, like something that I wish that it happens before I go, when it's time for me to expire, that he'll see this and he'll see the movie, and hopefully it's everything that we all wish it to be. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to do a sequel off that. That would fucking rule my fucking world.
I know.
I could die after I see that movie.
But I was wondering if this project was even going to get made, because there was a time when Ridley Scott was talking about doing a version of this project that I knew could not, in this day and age, even with Ridley Scott involved, could not get made. And he was talking about doing a story about the space jockey, the alien being that they find, and giving that character's story and having it done through all these. Now, Coles, correct me if I'm wrong, but having it told through aliens. Not the alien creatures, but right. an alien species that was killed off, or at least on that ship was killed off by the aliens that we know now.
I want to say I've heard that, and it's funny because it's like it's another one of my fantasies I wish they do, where it's all coming from the point of view of the alien, to where you don't even have, like, this could have been. I mean, if they would have let him, if 20th Century Fox would have let him do that idea, if that is a true idea, this would have been the first. They could have called that The Artist. I mean, it would have been the first silent movie dealing with just seeing this alien, get involved with these, the whole alien mythology through the point of view of a different alien with no human dialogue, no human to fuck it up. I mean, that would be wonderful.
I don't know. I see that being more like Warhorse. Aliens just having these encounters with people, except it just actually kills them and then moves on. You're like, wow, we never got a feel for anybody.
I agree with you completely, Coast, and watching this teaser. I mean, it gets my excitement up. I'm like, there's so many familiar themes. I mean, there's even that moment that feels like when you're walking among the alien egg fields in Alien, but they're not. There's something completely different. But you're obviously supposed to get that same feeling from the shot. Oh, yeah. But it moves so fast. There's so many things you almost want to go frame by frame through it. And yet at the same time, I don't want this teaser to tell me too much. The one thing I am worried about, though, that apparently the entire script has already been leaked online, and I have
don't tell me anything about it.
No interest in reading it, but the thing that has been going around a lot is just how perhaps it's one of those ancient astronaut type of stories ultimately. Like, the reason humans are here is because these aliens.
Yeah, see,
I know.
You're right about that, and that's what I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of reacting to this trailer because we're recording a podcast, but my true feelings towards it is to be calm and just wait for the movie to come out. As much as we want this to be what Alien was for the people who were able to see it when it came out, and for those who discovered it later down the line, I still have a few trepidations about the story.
How dare you,
Corey? You telling me that you came to my birthday party not to celebrate with me, but to just be here because you have to?
Yes, no.
Is that
no? I'm just saying that
you're not true to the cause.
No, I'm just saying that I came to your birthday party. I came to a party, want to have a good time. I haven't tasted the cake yet. I don't know what it's like. It might taste like shit.
Judge me on my cake.
But no, I mean, no. The story. I'm telling people, just you might. But see, the thing about this is that being that let's just say that it is set in the same universe. It is not, for whatever they're saying, it's not the same story. So it might not be as good as we all want it to. We see imagery. That's all we see. And we're all excited about that imagery. Of course we're going to be. But we haven't seen really what the story is yet.